Hello my friends, welcome to Crafty Christmas in July 2023. Today I'm just working on the journal. I'm adding some more pockets and making some tags and doing some embellishing. Probably going to start adding some more trim, stuff like that. So I hope that you can grab your goodies and craft along with me today. Just so you know, I will have one more video for this series, and it'll be going out near the end of the month. And it's going to be the flip through of this pretty pastel journal. I am going to list this journal in my Etsy shop, and it will be linked in my description box. But just in case you have any difficulty finding it, the name of my Etsy shop is Creating with Jovi. As you know, I have been making this journal for part of the collaboration of Crafty Christmas in July 2023. That is hosted by Sweet Pea Papers and Lisa's Paper, Lace, and Bling. There are a bunch of wonderful and talented collaborators, so please check out my description box so you can go to their channels and check out what they've been making for Crafty Christmas in July 2023. I'll talk more about that in just a second, but I want to let you know I'm putting a side pocket on here. It's like a little side tuck spot. And I'm using some paper that was given to me by my friend Annie of Annie Creates. Thank you, Annie. I have this adorable piece of ephemera that my good friend Gwen of Gwen Offit Designs gave me. And I think I want to go ahead and put it in this tuck spot. But it needs to be a little bit bigger. It sort of gets lost in it. So I've rounded the corners, and I have a nice piece of cardstock here that, well, it's decorative scrapbook paper, but it's a nice heavy weight. And I'm just going to attach the image on top of that. And then I will have a tag ready to go. This image is so adorable, so I think I want to level up a little bit. I'm going to go ahead and grab my stickles, and I'm going to add some shine. I want someone to be able to either write on this tag or add a photo to the back of this tag, so I need to cover up the images that are on there. It's not really conducive to either one of those things. I have a piece of, I wanted to say scrap paper, but this is, well, it is from a scrap. It's like this lavender paper, and it's an offcut from something that I already used, and the size is actually perfect. So I'm going to put that on the back of the tag, and that will provide a very nice either writing spot or a spot where you could put a photo and maybe a little memory. While I'm working on this, I want to mention to you that Sweet Pea Papers is doing a giveaway, and you can go to her Facebook group, which is linked in my description box, and you can check that out and you can get involved. There's also a video, I'm sure, where she talks about it, and that's linked in my description box as well. And then I'm also going to mention that this month, the month of July, Lisa's Paper, Lace, and Bling is having a sale in her Etsy shop. That is also linked in my description box. Now I am adding the stickles to this adorable image. And you can see I used yellow, and I put that on for her hair, and then some of the Christmas lights. And then there are some ornaments on her Christmas tree dress. So I'm putting pink on those and on her shoes. And then I'm going to use purple for, I don't think the other ornaments are purple, but I think they're blue. But the stickles, purple stickles, can work on either one. So I'm adding a little bit of those. And then I'm going to use the green, which is not a true green, but that's okay. It's going to work perfectly fine. I'm just going to sort of dab that here and there on the edge of the tree. She's got a necklace that's sort of swinging around her neck because obviously she's dancing. So I'm going to get the yellow back out, and I think I'm going to put yellow, sort of just to dab the yellow on all of those. I've got some wallpaper from the 1980s. And even though it's not Christmassy at all, the colors really work. There's white and pink and very light blue, and I think it's going to work. So I'm going to use some in here. When I glued it down, I glued just the top, and that way you could lift the paper up and add additional writing underneath it if you wanted to. Now I'm trying to find an embellishment that I think that will look nice on it. So I'm going through some of the clusters that I made. I'm going through some of the ephemera that I have that I made, and I've chosen this one. That's got some antique piano paper, and then that's layered with a piece of ephemera from my kit that I made, and then it's got a vintage button on it as well. I'm going to top that off with this pretty lace. Now the piano paper, the lace, and the button were given to me by Lisa of Lisa's Paper, Lace, and Bling. And the image with the ephemera that says Merry Christmas, that's part of the digital kit that I created. And that is available in my Etsy shop if you're interested. In the beginning of this collaboration, I created belly bands, I created some clusters, pieces of ephemera, and this piece here that I'm gluing on, I'm using it as a tag. That's one of the pieces that I created as well. And you can see I put a little piece of lace on top. Well, now I need to fill that pocket with a tag. I put some of that lavender scrap paper that I had left over. I put that on the back of the tag. And now on the front of the tag, I'm going to put a piece of this deer paper. And it was actually a scrap, and it's really nice to be able to use my scraps. So I'm going to pop that on the front, and then I'm going to consider this one done. It's a very simple tag. It's a very clean tag, but I'm trying to make this journal not too gator mouth because it's going to be a one signature journal. So I don't want everything to be embellished over the top and add bulk. I decided the tag could use a little something extra, but that wouldn't add bulk to it, so I put a little tab on top. The belly band on the left-hand side needs a little something, so I'm going to make a pretty good sized tag. I've dug into my stash a little bit for this one. I have some scrapbook paper here that was given to me by my friend Annie of Annie Creates, and actually I have several pieces that were given to me by her. I've gone ahead and I've inked them in my, I know I say it every time, but my delicious pink ink. I absolutely have been loving working with this pink ink. This is the second journal that I've used it in, this Christmas one, and then I used a lot of it in Junk Journal July as well. I'm just really having a good time with it. So at any rate, I have this piece of ephemera. It says Happy Christmas. That's part of my digital kit that I created called Retro Christmas. And I definitely am going to add that to this tag, but I feel like I want to add some texture to it. So I am cutting this fabric to size, and I'm going to go ahead and glue that onto the tag. I've had my hot glue gun out for a while now, and so I'm going to just go ahead and use that on the fabric. If I didn't have a hot glue gun, I would definitely use Fabri-Tac or 3-in-1. They both work the same. But in this case, I'm going to go ahead and use my hot glue. While I'm working on that, I just want to say I hope you guys are doing good. I want to tell you that I appreciate you being here and either crafting along or watching what I'm doing, just checking in and spending a little time with me. I want you to know how much that means to me. I'm approaching 3,000 subbies. It's a very exciting time, and I will definitely be doing a giveaway to celebrate that. Probably end up doing that in August, just so you know. Another thing I want to make sure to mention to you guys is that I have subscribed to be a Amazon affiliate. So if you're looking for supplies and tools and anything that you can use for your scrapbooking or your journal making or just any sort of paper crafting, I have a list in my description box. I wanted to just start making you guys aware. I need to get in the habit of talking about it. If you purchase something through one of the links that I provide, it doesn't cost you anything extra, but it will help support my channel and it'll help support my content making. I'll get a small, what do we call it? Not a proceed, but anyway, I'll get a small amount back on any purchase that you make, and I can put that towards creating more content for you guys, which I love. To make this pocket, I'm just using a piece of my scrap, and I'm trying to decide what I want to put on the pocket. Ultimately, I'm deciding to use a piece, a cut apart from my scrapbook kit that I created called Retro Christmas. I think it's a perfect fit, and I think it ties the two pages together that are next to each other, because the page on the left has a little bit of red and a little bit of green, and it's the same color as this Christmas sign here. I have a stack of tags that I made during maybe my 4th video. I don't know, it could have been one of my first videos, but I'm not really sure. At any rate, I like this hot cocoa tag, so I'm going to put that in there. I'll probably go through the journal before I do the flip through and add more tags, and actually sometimes I add more tags after I do the flip through, because it just keeps the flip through a little more simple, and then I'll go through my stash and I'll add more stuff. So typically, if you purchase a journal from me, there's usually a little more added to it than when you saw the flip through on YouTube. I think adding some lace here will be a nice touch to this page, and then this page will be all done. And friends, this video is going to be all done now. So I hope that you enjoyed spending a little time with me, seeing some of my process. Again, and I know I always mention it, but I truly mean it from my heart, I appreciate you being here. I hope you can join me for the flip through. Thanks for watching. See you soon.